Okay, guys, welcome to my channel. So, we are going to talk about the new logo of the Ikatan Alumni Informatika ITB or Informatics ITB Alumni Association. So, when a logo becomes a liability, a new alumni logo can unify a community. It can also create ownership ambiguity, weak enforcement, public confusion, and legal exposure when it is used as an official identity before trademark status, copyright ownership, and entity authority are clarified. So, yeah, this is the logo. So the problem is, I haven't found the official, maybe SK Kemenkumham that officially announced in the jure and in de facto about EIEF becoming some kind of organizations, maybe as a perkumpulan. I don't know. I haven't found the document yet. And even I checked to the trademark, uh, it's not being trademarked yet. So the logo works as an institutional signal before the legal infrastructure is visibly settled. The concern is not EIF as a new logo. The concern is that logo is publicly framed as an official identity, while the public record still needs proof of trademark registration, copyright assignment, approval authority, and legal entity capacity. The prudent legal position is conditional. The logo may be lawful, but the organization should be able to prove who owns it, who authorizes it, who can enforce it, and who is accountable if it causes harm. So, for example, if it's not being trademarked, some kind of mafia, maybe for the drugs, the narcotics, can put their logo onto them, and then say that they are supported by EIF ITB because the logo is not being trademarked, and just put the logo, not the name, just put the logo. And then, for example, like the online loan and the online gambling can also put their logo into the website supported by EIEF ITB, the logo part, not the name, just the logo, because it's the trademark issue. So the image can be attached anywhere without any legal consequences because it is not trademarked. So it we can say that it is open source. And that a value wordmark carrying formal authority. The visual system is soft and modern, but the wording beneath it makes the mark more than decoration. It makes public facing identity for an alumni organization connected to informatics ITB. So it has lowercase typography. The lowercase EIS suggests informality, accessibility, and digital community culture. The tone is suitable for alumni engagement, but it may understate the seriousness of institutional accountability because it uses lowercase, not use the uppercase. Blue and orange contrast. Blue implies trust, continuity, and affiliation. Orange implies implies energy and growth. Together they make the logo feel active and official, which is increased reliance by viewers. The orange plus like symbol, the accent reads as addition, expansion, or impact. If used consistently, it may become distinctive. That makes ownership and registration evidence more important, not less. A logo can function as a mark, but exclusivity is not automatic. Under Indonesian trademark law, a logo can be marked, but exclusive trademark rights are tied to registration. Copyright may protect original artwork, but the owner must prove the authorship or transfer of right. It is the trademark issue. If the logo is not registered at PDKI, a pure registered trademark enforcement claim is weaker. Also, a copyright issue. A logo may contain protectable artistic expression. The decisive evidence is a design chain who created whether the creator signed rights, whether payment was made, and whether EIF ITB has written permission to reproduce, publish, modify, and enforce it. If the association is not a legal entity, accountability moves to people and records. So, yeah, if the EIF ITB is not legal yet, so the accountability moves to the people. For example, Ahmad Zaki as the chairman. So this one, how an unregistered or unclearly owned logo becomes a dispute engine? First, logo officially announced and then trademark status unclear, owner is uncertain, third parties rely on it, weak takedown position, dispute exposure. What IIEF should be able to produce? It needs to produce AHU, and then yeah, ADRT maybe it's already done. Meeting minutes or resolution approving the logo and identity of the officer or committee responsible for the launch. And then there's the entity and authority records and the intellectual property records, PDKI, trademark application, designer contact, and copyright assignment, original source files, and publication log. The right tone is firm, evidentiary, and careful. So, stronger wording based on preliminary review. The use of logo may create civil or criminal exposure if the relevant elements are proven. Please provide legal entity, IP ownership records, and authorization documents. Risky wording. The organization committed a trademark crime because the logo is not registered. The statement is legally fragile because trademark crime analysis depends on registration, class coverage, unauthorized use, and the exact facts. So this is the reference. You can see that several article, and then yeah. So guys, thank you for looking into my video. I also made an article with a company in 7 working days, guys. So see you on the next video. So this is me from Klaten, guys,